People think walking a Shiba is about one thing, burning energy. But that's actually one of the least important parts. In fact, I've seen tired Shibas that are still destructive, anxious, and impossible to live with. The difference isn't how far you walk, it's how you walk. And once I understood this, Luna completely changed. Today I'll show you why your walks might not be giving your Shiba what they actually need. And the one mistake that accidentally makes many walks almost pointless. Here's something that surprised me. A Shiba wasn't bred to jog beside a human for miles, although some are really able to do that. They are naturally curious, independent dogs that constantly gather information from the environment. Every smell, every sound, every dog that walked by hours ago, that's information. When we rush them from point A to point B, without letting them explore, we're basically turning Netflix into a loading screen. Sure, they moved, but mentally, not much happened. Sometimes 10 minutes of exploring can be more satisfying than 30 minutes of speed walking. The biggest mistake I see is treating every walk like exercise. Instead, think of it as enrichment. That doesn't mean letting your dog drag you wherever they want. Structure still matters. Now, I do have one problem with Luna. She thinks the ground is an all-you-can-eat buffet. Leaves, acorn, random mystery objects. If it's on the sidewalk, apparently it's worth a taste. So yeah, I let her sniff, but I'm also constantly watching what she's putting in her mouth. Giving your dog freedom doesn't mean turning your brain off. It's about finding that balance between letting them explore and keeping them safe. But if your Shiba wants to spend a little extra time investigating a smell, that is not wasting time. That's the activity. A walk isn't successful because you reached 3 kilometers. It's successful because your dog comes home mentally fulfilled. A good walk doesn't just empty your Shiba's battery, it fills their brain. Here's something interesting. If your Shiba constantly pulls toward every bush, they might not be trying to be stubborn. They might just be trying to do what the walk is actually for. Once I started allowing dedicated sniffing time, walking became easier, not harder. Now, don't misunderstand me. Exercise is very important, especially for young energetic Shibas. But if your goal is making them physically tired, you're solving only half of the puzzle. Mental stimulation, novel environments, different routes, meeting the world safely. Those things matter just as much, sometimes even more. If there's one thing I'd like every new Shiba owner to remember, don't measure the walk by the distance. Measure it by the experience. Some of Luna's best walks barely covered any ground, because she spent the entire time exploring, sniffing, observing, being a dog. And honestly, watching her enjoy the world is one of my favorite parts of owning a Shiba.